Hasib Ahmed Drabu, Finance Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, represents the PDP tonight. Maruf Raza is taking him on. Pawan Kumar Verma, former diplomat, member of parliament for the Rajya Sabha. Jaiveer Shelgill represents the Congress. And Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP is also the political advisor to the Home Minister. So my first question is to you, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Suppose there were elections today. आज अगर इलेक्शन होते और आप लोगों के बीच में जाते, what would you tell the people? Why have you allowed the pro-Pakistan chief minister and the pro-Pakistan elements to run amok like this? How would you explain the fact that Masarat Alam, for example, is a free man? How would you explain it? Tell me, Sudhanshu.
There was an honest attempt on the part of Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi to put the Kashmir Valley along with the national mainstream for the path of development for which India is emerging in the 21st century. But in this aspect, we are having a certain limitations and certain Lakshman Rekha for us, which Home Minister Rajnath Singh has categorically said कि हम सिर्फ सरकार बनाने के लिए राजनीति नहीं करते
आप तो कर चुके हैं
बनाने के लिए करते हैं
one minute आप तो कर चुके हैं
second thing
no आप तो कर चुके हैं no one say Sudhanshu Trivedi
nothing
Sudhanshu Trivedi
there were two aspects of this problem
if there was
one was the technical aspect that was
Pawan Verma I'm getting you in on this I think the BJP I think the time has come I think the time has come for the BJP to be a little honest on this issue.
The government was not satisfied and on political aspect we are taking a categorical
I'm getting Pawan Verma in. I haven't got a clear answer from you. Sir, I mean, my question was very simple. Today, if there was a general election, what would you tell the people across the entire country? Why do you let a terrorist lose? Why are you so desperate to remain in power in Jammu and Kashmir at any cost? At the cost of national security, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
And if it is not sufficing, we are taking a firm stand.
No, you are not taking any stand. You don't have the courage to take on the PDP tonight because you somehow want to latch on to the whole status symbol of being part of a government in Jammu and Kashmir, which you think is a big achievement, but which is going to end up compromising your position nationally. Pawan Verma.
Politics, there is one
Pawan Verma, please.
What
Pawan Verma.
That is more important.
Pawan Verma.
Allow me. Arnab, unfortunately, the PDP-BJP alliance was conceived in the womb of cynical political expediency, and its only offspring can be a compromise with national interest. Whatever the rationalizations that may be given now, and let me put the facts before you, they took 2 months to decide, the BJP and the PDP, on a common minimum program. Among other things, the common minimum program says that the government, which is a joint government of both parties, will have talks with all stakeholders, including the Hurriyat. And the Hurriyat in its manifesto says that J&K is a disputed territory and that there should be trilateral talks because J&K doesn't belong to India to begin with. I ask you this question. The PDP, they knew when it enters into an alliance with the BJP, will, in order to preserve its constituency, go all out to appease the hardliners. Was the BJP not aware of this?
Surely.
It has been the most spectacular betrayal of everything the BJP has stood for, as far as the valley is concerned.
Surely it was.
And I can only describe it as political opportunism.
Surely it was, and it was
compromising national security.
No, 1 second. You know what was happening behind the scenes? The BJP and the PDP were negotiating an alliance since January. 1 minute, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Let the people of this country know the truth. And Hasib Drabu should also confess tonight. There were talks happening between the PDP and the BJP since the first week of January. Hasib Drabu, who's on the program, was leading the talks from the PDP side. And leading the talks from the BJP side was a gentleman called Ram Madhav. Now, Hasib Drabu and Ram Madhav presumably realized that there are some things which you can do openly, and some things you cannot do openly, but which you need to do to compromise. For example, the release of Masarat Alam. This release of Masarat Alam, Hasib Drabu, which you are today blaming on the center, and the center is blaming back on you, is basically a result of a compromise behind the scenes between the PDP and the BJP. The letter for the release of Masarat Alam, written by the J&K State Home Secretary, who represents, therefore, the state under governor's rule and, therefore, the center, is written on the 4th of February when you are in the thick of talks with the BJP. I refuse to believe that while that political negotiation is going on between the PDP and the BJP, neither of you knew that there is a hidden agenda to somehow release a dangerous man called Masarat Alam. Didn't you know about it? Didn't you know about it?
There's no question of not. Of course not. Of course not.
I'm sure you did. You were talking on a daily basis. How could you not know about it?
Yes.
How could you not know about it?
We were certainly not in government because we were not in government at that stage. But Arnav, the issue is different. I think you need to understand that this decision was taken by a dispensation at the governor's time. And this is perhaps the only state where for compliance of Supreme Court, one is branded as an anti-national and pro-Pakistan CM and all that.
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
It is ridiculous because if you look at the factual position.
One second. Hasib Drabu, the fact of the matter is you can disagree with my calling your chief minister a pro-Pakistan chief minister. I still believe that if he's not a pro-Pakistan chief minister, he should re-arrest Masarat Alam. Will he re-arrest Masarat Alam?
On what grounds?
On what grounds? How do you not know the grounds, Hasib Drabu? You want me to give you the grounds? Okay, let me give you the grounds.
No,
let me give you the grounds. No, let me give you the grounds. Let me give you the grounds.
Let me give you the facts.
No, Mr. Minister, let me give you the grounds. No, one second, Mr. Minister, let me give you the grounds. I'll give you one ground.
September.
No, 1 second. Don't read out the last detention order of 23rd September, Hasib Drabu, to me. I will read out the facts which are relevant as far as the re-arrest of Masarat Alam are concerned. You ask me why should he be re-arrested? He should be re-arrested because as soon as he was released, he threatened to reignite the anti-India agitations. He should be re-arrested because as soon as he was released, he said, I will create instability in the valley, and I thank Pakistan for all the support they give me, which means he's a national security hazard. Why would you not re-arrest a person who's a national security hazard?
And I want...
No, 1 second.
I want to speak.
Also coming into the debate is Maruf Raza, please. 1 second. Maruf Raza, Hasib Drabu asks us tonight why he should be re-arrested.
Arnab, let me remind the distinguished Mr. Drabu of a few facts. The first is Masarat Alam was in prison in as late as 2008, well before he was arrested subsequently for the stone throwing conspiracy. He, along with a chap called Mr. Faktu, put together the strategy of going to taking stone throwing as a measure to create a sort of intifada in Kashmir, where stone throwing is a tradition which existed in the valley well before Masarat Alam came into play. But he put
what
together...
What are the facts? Why are you sitting on judgment when the Supreme Court of India has decided that
Mr. Drabu,
and a process which is outlined by the government is followed?
No, hear me out. Hasib, hear me out.
There is no point in giving history.
Will you let me speak?
No, you hear me out,
Hasib, will you let me speak? No, I've heard you out. I've been asked a question by the anchor. Give me, Mr. Drabu, give me the courtesy of 1 minute and I'll tell you why he should be arrested. Because your chief minister has a tendency, even as a former home minister, to allow a certain precedent to take place while giving into kidnappers, while giving into release of people who have anti-national momentum, because they will create a certain instability in the valley. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you promised your voters? That you're going to get instability in the valley if you elect us, or you offered them good governance? How can you have good governance when you have stone throwing against starting all over the valley? What are you talking about, Hasib?
Okay.
Don't defend something which is indefensible.
We are living in a democracy. You seem to forget that. Maruf Raza, you seem to forget that India is a democracy, right? And to get peace in Kashmir, we need to engage with people who have all kinds of ideological beliefs.
That's a facetious argument. That's a thoroughly facetious argument.
I am sorry.
No, 1 minute. Maruf.
Cover of democracy.
No, 1 second, Maruf.
Under the cover of democracy, you cannot negotiate under the cover of democracies. You cannot negotiate with people who are distinctly anti-national.
Why don't you question the wisdom of the Supreme Court then? Why don't you question the Supreme Court wisdom which watches his PSA and asks for his release?
My question to you, Hasib Drabu, is very simple. Who are you questioning? Do you have facts at your disposal, or just because you become a minister and a ruling party politician, are you even blind to the reality nowadays? As soon as he was released, I am sorry, Hasib Drabu, I thought that you were a believer in democracy. I find today that you are chained.
I am.
I find today that you are chained to the anti-national agenda of your own party, because as soon as he was released, instead of appreciating the resilience of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, I am sorry, Hasib Drabu, let me give you a situation now. My situation is very simple. This man last time, and you can just bear out, recent history will bear us out, more than 110 people have been killed because of protests that he started, fueled and financed by Pakistan. I am asking you today, how many more people?
He didn't.
Really, he didn't. You are building out a defense.
Of that protest. The
I'm
issue
sorry.
is you are creating environment in J&K which results in stone pelting and births of people
you are sounding like
you need to understand.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hasib Drabu, but Mr. Drabu,
you need to understand.
One sec, here are facts. I understand very well. You know that as soon as he was released, was he embraced by anti-national factions like Gilani, who said that Masarat Alam's release will strengthen the anti-India movement in Kashmir, which means that the man is directly linked to those who want to disrupt peace in Kashmir, right or wrong? Just say right or wrong.
Isn't Gilani a free man?
Okay,
Isn't
fine.
Yasin Malik a free man?
Okay.
Wasn't he released when PDP Congress government was there?
No, one second. Hasib Drabu, if this man,
call Atal Bihari Vajpayee a pro-Pakistan
I'm so sorry,
Prime Minister?
Then let me ask you this, Mr. Drabu. As soon as he was released, he spewed venom against India, which means that this man is far from turning over a new leaf, despite being in and out of prison for 17 years now. As soon as he was released, he began spewing venom by saying, I'm in a bigger jail than prison itself. That's how he spoke of your country. It doesn't matter to you.
No, but why
it doesn't matter to you, Hasib Drabu.
Arnab, why are you singling out this?
I am asking you, why are you singling out Masarat Alam for your support? Does the government is this okay? One second. Where is the development in Jammu and Kashmir? You promised development. You are the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir. What development have you brought? Why don't you first bring development before letting the anti-India forces out of the streets of Srinagar?
But that is precisely what.
But what have you done? First bring in development.
Of development is
Maruf, coming back to the debate. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. And Sudhanshu Trivedi, it is for you to see tonight how much you have compromised. It is for you to see tonight how much you are threatening national security. And if you think that Indian politics and the governance of this country is a cozy club, cozy meetings that happen in Amit Shah's house, you will be mistaken. I want to know from the BJP tonight where you stand on issues of national security. It is not a club, the BJP,
Definitely,
PDP club.
I want to give the
Where do you stand on it? You have the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir
Masarat Alam's release.
Openly supporting
one was the technical aspect.
You have the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir openly supporting a terrorist.
2 years of length which cannot be extended beyond the permission of High Court, but why situation this created?
When he was
arrested in 2010, when Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad on the floor of the House is saying that he was responsible for the killing of 112 people, why the charge sheet was not submitted?
Okay, so do you want Masarat Alam
evidence were washed out during the flood?
Pawan Verma, let me get Pawan Verma into this.
That technical
it's irrelevant point. No.
Which PDP has facilitated.
You tell me, Sudhanshu Trivedi.
The nation wants to know from Congress party that their J&K president Saifuddin Soz has said that the release was good. Congress party stands by them. Their leader from Kerala, Mr. Shashi Tharoor, just 1 month back has said Afzal Guru's handling was wrong and badly handled.
This nation by not coming out.
Mr. Manishankar Ayyar has defended Afzal Guru. Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad as Chief Minister of the Congress party has rushed for the clemency of Afzal Guru to Delhi.
BJP and PDP
These people are asking questions to BJP. Yes, of course. We want a clear, categorical answer from all the political parties. As far as BJP is concerned, our Prime Minister and Home Minister made our stand clear.
BJP and PDP were voted to power for peace and development, and you're doing everything possible to disturb peace and development in J&K.
Okay.
What you give the answer of your J&K president's statement?
Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Do you agree to it? Or you condemn to it? Or you going to have an action over it?
Sudhanshu Trivedi, simple question. Okay, here's a question to Sudhanshu Trivedi. Sudhanshu Trivedi, answer my question, please. My question to you is simple. Don't beat around the bush. Do you support the rearrest of Masarat Alam or not?
No.
Oh.
We have categorically said, Prime Minister on the floor of the House had said, Akrosh is bench ka hai, na us bench ka hai, pure sadan ka hai. You know the meaning of
support
Akrosh?
the re-arrest? I'm repeating myself.
We do not support at all.
Do you want Masarat Alam
But my
re-arrested?
question is from Congress party.
Do you want...
President of Jammu and Kashmir,
sir, you have not listened to my question.
Right.
I am repeating...
They should give a clear...
Relax, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, I am repeating the question to you. 1 second. Can he be put on the screen, please? 1 second, please. J.V. Shergill, it's an important point. Sudhanshu Trivedi, tell me, do you want Masarat Alam re-arrested or not? Do you want him put behind bars or not? Just tell me yes or no. Do you want him to be a free man or do you want him under arrest? Sudhanshu Trivedi, do you want him under arrest or do you want him to be a free man?
Politically, we cannot allow any separatist or any of this person of this sort to be out. But technically, Home Minister Rajnath Singh on the floor of the House has said that they are not satisfied with the clarification given by Jammu Kashmir government.
I want to come in here.
Clarification, and after the facts are in front, it will be put on the floor of the House and the government will decide.
In one day, Pawan Verma.
Security of GNK, priority is to sit on the seat of power and reap profit.
No, in one day.
I want to make quickly.
In one day, the BJP has changed its position. I don't know what has happened between yesterday and today. Everybody knows, and Maruf was also on the program.
Can I ask a question?
No, you answer my question. No, 1 second.
Let me tell you what has happened.
Pawan Verma, please.
Please allow a fair debate.
Center supervision.
Yes, please. Can I have Pawan Verma,
I'll
please?
tell you
Yes.
what has happened. The BJP is trying to hunt with the hound and run with the hare. The cabinet in Jammu Kashmir is of a coalition government and collective responsibility. What it is trying to do is to condemn what Mr. Mufti is supposed to be doing unilaterally while being part of the coalition. It's a completely untenable situation. If the government in Jammu Kashmir releases Masarat Alam and has supposedly got a list of 800 other suspects who should be in jail and wishes to release them,
But Pawan Verma,
the BJP cannot wash its hands off.
But Pawan
What is
Verma, it was
happening by the
always a
government
sham.
Of which it's a coalition
Pawan
party.
Verma, Pawan Verma.
When Prime Minister had said that it was not in the knowledge of the government.
Whether it is Kashmir
Just
or Punjab,
on the fault
with
of one of
Akali Dal, they
our
did not
allies,
sympathize
you are
with
trying
now
to
PDP,
blame
they are not
BJP.
snapping time.
What about your party?
One second. 1 minute, please.
Which uses to say
Sudhanshu Trivedi.
This is the whole problem with the BJP. You start talking
Sudhanshu
about
Trivedi.
it.
question to us.
And you then
Sudhanshu
you blame the
Trivedi.
Congress.
Sudhanshu Trivedi.
अरे भाई आप देश की राष्ट्रीय सिक्योरिटी का सवाल है, जवाब दीजिए.
पवन वर्मा जी,
You have entered into the
राष्ट्रीय
coalition.
सिक्योरिटी के संदर्भ में
Did you- were you not
प्रधानमंत्री
aware? Were
अपनी
you not
बात
aware of
स्पष्ट
the
कर चुके हैं
consequences?
और आप हमसे प्रश्न
जहां
कर रहे हैं
श्यामा
राष्ट्रीय
प्रसाद
सिक्योरिटी
मुखर्जी
में।
ने
इशरत जहां बिहार की
अपनी
बेटी थी,
जान की
यासीन
कुर्बानी
भटकल
दी,
को बिहार की
वहां
सरकार
पर आपने
नेपाल में
समझौता कर
अरेस्ट नहीं
लिया।
करना चाह रही थी।
आप बिहार को
गया
जोड़िए
दास
ना,
के
जम्मू
ऊपर आपने
कश्मीर की
क्या
बात
बयान
हो रही
दिए थे, इसलिए आप कृपया
कमाल है,
प्रश्न न
आपका ये
पूछें।
क्या
तो
डिफेंस
Sudhanshu Trivedi. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Sudhanshu Trivedi, 1 minute,
We are
please.
talking of
No,
Jammu
1 minute.
Kashmir.
Pawan Verma, 1 minute.
They speak-
Pawan Verma, may I please come in between both of you and make one point? Pawan Verma, just a
but
minute.
he's talking
No, 1
irrelevant
second. Let me please. First of all, I'll deal with, after this I will deal with Hasib Drabu, because the problem with Mr. Drabu is that since he's become a minister, he has forgotten logic, fact and the law. Otherwise, he would have known why Masarat Alam should be re-arrested. But before that, I have with me this letter. Now, Sudhanshu Trivedi, you can't run with the hare and hunt with the hound. On the 4th of February, was Jammu and Kashmir under President's rule? I have a letter dated 4th of February. Was on the 4th of February, just keep answering my questions. On the 4th of February, when this letter was written, was Jammu and Kashmir under President's rule? Yes or no? Yes or no? Why are you taking so much
How can
time
I
to answer
answer?
my question? Yes or no?
Yes, can I answer?
No.
This is the
I haven't
problem
even
on your
asked you the
part,
question.
because
Why are you
you are
getting
putting
defensive?
one letter, not the entire fact.
Why? I know
this letter was put?
the process.
Because most of the evidence and files
Mr.
were
Sudhanshu
washed out
Trivedi.
during flood.
Mr. Sudhanshu.
So as per the available
Mr. Sudhanshu
evidences,
Trivedi, I
this
have
was
with
the
me
only letter present.
letters in
So
my
the Home
possession.
Department has asked the
Mr.
respective
Sudhanshu
communication
Trivedi, today I need to know the real truth
information.
because I have
Don't
letters.
put the half-truth.
Mr. Sudhanshu
Arnav, do
Trivedi.
not put the half-truth.
Mr.
Put the entire truth.
Yeah, I am putting the entire truth, and the entire truth is this. if you only listen, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, that the letter which is in my possession dated 4th February from the Home Secretary to the District Magistrate says that the Public Safety Act against Masarat Alam had become void. Jammu and Kashmir was under President's rule at that point. The Government of India and Rajnath Singh, whose political advisor you are, cannot wash your hands of this because the Home Secretary during President's rule is under the Government of India. So you are directly responsible. You are directly responsible. You are, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, I accuse you of being directly responsible for the release of Masarat Alam and of not being honest. And of not being honest with the country, misleading the people of this country, saying that the PDP alone is responsible.
That's why I was
PDP
saying
is
that
allowing it with your approval. Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, Mr. Trivedi, no, I insist today, I insist, Mr. Trivedi, enough of this cloak and dagger stuff. Tell the people of this country what you are up to. You are up to something with the PDP. Tell the people of this country, what are you up to? You say on the floor of the House, don't teach us national interest. I question your commitment to national interest, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Don't tell me none of you knew about these letters.
You are showing the letter of 4th of February
yes,
2014,
I am. Are these letters
2015.
Fake? Are the letters fake?
अरे भाई मैं बोल सकता हूं कि
तो
नहीं,
मैं
आप
कह रहा हूं ये सच्ची है कि झूठे हैं चिट्ठी जो मैं दिखा रहा हूं, आप बताइए झूठे हैं?
ये 4 फरवरी 2015 के लेटर दिखा रहे हैं जो कि बाढ़ आने के 4 महीने बाद के हैं। बाढ़ के दौरान कौन कौन से लेटर्स खो गए,
मैं लेटेस्ट लेटर दिखा रहा हूं,
आपने बताया
ये लेटेस्ट लेटर है,
लेट मी कम टू
बताइए आप मुझे आज
व्हाट वाज द चार्ज फाउंड ऑन 2010 ऑन मसरत आलम व्हेन कांग्रेस वाज देयर
व्हाई डिड यू टेल मी नो आई एम सॉरी यू टेल मी मिस्टर सॉरी मिस्टर Sudhanshu Trivedi Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi don't be aggressive with me. My question is very simple. Despite the history of Masarat Alam, despite the history, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, despite the history of Masarat Alam's anti-national activities, the BJP central government did not find it appropriate to either frame fresh charges against him during the 49 days of governor's rule. The fact is that you could have...
As soon as it got in the knowledge of the Home Ministry has taken its
under a Narendra Modi-led government,
which has not put proper charge sheet.
Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, under a Narendra Modi-led government, under a Narendra Modi-led government, a case was being made for Masarat Alam's release. Why? Tell me why.
Why? The reason was on the technical grounds.
Should I tell you the reason?
Because there were 2 things which are
the real reason.
One, the charges were very flimsy.
Should I tell you the real reason?
Second thing, some of the evidences have got washed out. This was
charges were flimsy.
Because of the Jammu and Kashmir government.
Charges were flimsy.
A technical flimsy ground, and on the political aspect, our party is giving categorical, clear one line from Jammu Kashmir to Delhi, and you are dodging the question of Jammu and Kashmir, head of the Congress party, and asking the question to BJP. This is not fair. Shashi Tharoor has said Congress can say
one of you is lying. I'm sorry. No. I'm going to have to settle this. Mr. Trivedi. No, Mr. Trivedi.
Officially as CM of the Congress defends Abdul Guru. It is okay.
No.
And now when one of our coalition partner has taken a decision against which Prime Minister has spoken on the floor of the House.
No, you are part of that government.
I don't think
it's not about a coalition partner. You are part of that government.
I would like to say one line on the allegations of Bharatiya Janata Party on Kashmir.
Whether it's Punjab or
those who are putting fingers on BJP, they are the real culprits of destroying
BJP is either helpless or spineless.
I would like to say one-liner.
Spectator. Since BJP, PDP
I would like to say one line.
Forget your one-liner. One-liners बाद में दीजिए.
When will you start working for the development of JNK? You answer me on that.
झड़ रही होंगी. यही इल्जाम हम पर लग रहा है बेवफाई का. मगर कलियों को जिसने रौंद डाला
अरे त्रिवेदी साहब शेरो शायरी मत कीजिए. मसरत आलम को कब दोबारा भेजेंगे?
I am asking. Why I'm sorry. I am really sorry.
ये बताइए.
The facts are with us. The stand are with us. Statements are with us.
Sudhanshu Trivedi,
allow me to respond.
No. Pawan Verma will respond, but before that, okay. Pawan Verma to Sudhanshu Trivedi,
for peace and development, you have betrayed the trust of the people of JNK.
Sudhanshu ji.
Arnab, it is their usual practice of BJP allies always release separatists and terrorists. Whether it is Punjab or Kashmir, Akali Dal released terrorists, they didn't do anything.
सुधांशु जी मुझसे एक शेर सुन लीजिए, खतावार समझेगी दुनिया तुझे, बस इतनी भी ज्यादा सफाई न दे. Your home minister and the prime minister in parliament talk patriotic language that we will never sacrifice on national security. But their party is a coalition partner of that government which takes the decisions in Jammu and Kashmir. The situation is completely unsustainable and you are justifying it. And I want to add a dimension here, Arnab, which Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi should answer.
What makes the situation in JNK unsustainable? Mr. Verma, what makes the situation in JNK unsustainable?
Coalition government
There is a fallout here on foreign
you
policy.
taken a decision to open a campus
Sir,
of
please,
Aligarh
for
Muslim
God's
University
sake,
in
discuss
Bihar.
Jammu and Kashmir. We will discuss.
We were not in favor of that.
Pawan Verma, there are 1 minute. May I please come in between for a minute? Mr. Verma and Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, stop for a minute.
To a certain extent, we are tolerating.
Will you
But we
stop
are
for-
having a defined limit.
please,
As it was in case of you, so is the case of
As
PDP.
part of
Okay,
your
first of
common
all, everybody
minimum
just calm
program,
down for a minute.
we
I'm
have
coming back to
also
the debate.
agreed to
I
open
want to
talks
pull the
with
debate to the main point.
I am not against those talks.
Pawan Verma, just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Mr. Pawan Verma, your
I
party
just
tried to
finished
give the
quickly. I'll take
compensation
30
to
seconds.
Bhagalpur rights
I'll
on a
just
communal
take 30
line.
seconds,
We were
sir.
opposed to it. But we did
As
not pull
part
out the
of your
government on
common
this.
minimum program, I think he's
This was not the part of common
Okay, I'm not interested in what you're saying.
government with you, but you do it.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, please stop. Pawan Verma, please stop. This is a diversionary tactic. Pawan Verma, why are you getting into it? Pawan Verma, the BJP is pulling a stunt here on the Newshour. I'm sorry, Pawan Verma, the BJP is pulling a stunt on the Newshour. The BJP does not want to answer the
they're not
question.
allowing us
And
to
no,
speak.
1 second, Pawan Verma, just pull back for a minute. I need to ask both the PDP and the BJP, they must be honest with us. They have to be honest. I want both of them on the screen. I want everyone to be quiet for just 1 minute. Now, the very serious matter has now emerged. If the Home Minister of India is not speaking the truth before the Parliament of this country, it's a very serious matter. Yesterday, in the floor of Parliament, Rajnath Singh makes an elaborate speech saying, I had asked for a report, and he said, we asked for a report on Masarat Alam's release as soon as we got to know about it. He said he asked for a report immediately. He did not tell the House that the process to release Masarat Alam was crafted, Maruf, under President's rule, which means under the rule of the BJP-led centre. Given that the governor and the state machinery is directly under the control of the government of India, how can Rajnath Singh frame the narrative that he was notified of the release only after the procedure was complete and this man was free on the 9th of March when there is a letter indicating the same of the 4th of February 2015? So a very serious matter now emerges, Maruf. Was the Home Minister being economical with the truth? Was the Home Minister lying in Parliament?
Rajnath and the Prime Minister are guilty of suppression and misleading.
This is a very serious. Was the Home Minister speaking the truth in Parliament or not, Maruf?
Can I answer?
No, you can't. I want Maruf's view on this.
May I? Arnav, I just want to submit.
Is this question is to me or to somebody
that the
else?
Home Minister of India, the Home Minister of India has all the apparatus and the arms of the state at his disposal to know how a situation is evolving well before the final deed is done. So I would be very surprised if the Home Minister of India finally gets to know through a news channel that Masarat Alam has been released.
Exactly.
I'm sure the events happening in the background would have kept his office informed. Whether the exact details are known or not, I mean, that I cannot speculate on. But my point is a larger one, which I'd like Mr. Drabu to respond to. That by releasing people who have a track record of creating instability and chaos, how do you hope to achieve good governance, which is the desire of every Kashmiri? And in the past, history has shown, and I'm quoting from Wajat Habibullah's book on Kashmir, who, as you will agree, has more than 3 decades of experience there, that repeatedly criminals have been released and moved out from the court at the pressure of political parties, which has made the security machinery and the police officer completely ineffective. So are you breaking down the security apparatus in the hope of pleasing one constituency, which may have given you some level of support, as the Chief Minister has alluded to? And finally, you asked me the question, Hasib, that do I believe in democracy or not? I want to ask you a larger question. Do you believe in the idea of India? Do you believe that Kashmir can be
No, the
happily and
Constitution of
successfully
India.
a part of India?
Constitution of India.
Or do you feel that you need to go the separatist way? Please answer those, and then we'll know where you stand.
No, I can't hear him.
Hasib, did you hear Maruf?
Not the last bit, but I heard they said something. Let me start by asking you a question. Since Arnab also you referred to this whole thing about my being a politician, let me answer this by saying the difference between you and me and between Maruf and me is that I am looking to change Masarat Alam from being a separatist, being someone who we can engage with and get him into the mainstream.
So you want to reform Masarat Alam?
You forever want all of them to remain where they are.
Good luck.
No.
Good luck to you.
Of course we want to
luck to you, Mr. Drabu.
Of course, we need lots of good luck.
So maybe you want to reform Hafiz Saeed next.
But sustainable development is only possible when everybody in J&K is on board.
Okay, so Hasib Drabu, I have a counter question to you. Hasib Drabu, before you move on, I have a counter question to you. No, one second. I have a counter question to you. No, 1 minute.
No, let me finish.
I want to ask
I didn't interrupt
you are the
Maruf
author
Raza.
of the common
Why
minimum
are you interrupting
program. No, 1 second.
Yes.
1 second. You are the author of the common minimum program. Are you or are you not? First of all, have I identified you rightly as the writer, co-author of the common minimum program on which this government was formed?
It was written by me with Ram Madhav. Yes.
Okay, then why are you burning it tonight? Why are you why are you destroying it tonight? Why have you decided to tear it apart?
I am not destroying it.
Of course you are. Should I prove it?
I am not
No, then tell me. No, then tell me. No. Then tell me tonight, Hasib Drabu. Where in the common minimum program does it say that your alliance, so-called alliance, will pander to anti-national interests?
It doesn't say that. What it does say, nor are we doing so by releasing one person.
Okay.
What we are saying is, what is in the common program?
No. Under the common minimum program.
Everybody, irrespective of their ideological positions.
No, of course not. In the common minimum program, under the section of social and humanitarian initiatives, you promised to protect the religious diversity of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. You are releasing a man today who is determined to spread Islamization of the Kashmir Valley. This is completely destroying your common minimum program.
How you see it? Do you think? No.
I am asking you.
Every time.
No, I am asking you. And
what are you asking?
in your common minimum program, you said we will engage with internal stakeholders and specifically noted that these stakeholders were quote-unquote political groups. You did not say you will open up the jails, freeing anti-national elements who pose a significant threat to the security of our country.
There is no question of opening against things.
So I've proven you wrong on 3 grounds. And Hasib Drabu. On one final point, I'll tell you. You're an erudite man. You're a well-known economist. You're the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir. But let me tell you, Hasib Drabu, look back at the facts. In March 2013, a Supreme Court ruling in the Masarat Alam case said, and I agree, that he cannot be illegally detained and upheld the High Court's decision quashing his detention. However, the previous state government continued to hold him under the Public Safety Act. And there was no reason this government could not continue to do so. A fresh charge was brought against him.
That is not the style we want to follow.
I'm telling you, no.
Precisely.
What gives you the right?
That is the key issue.
Maruf,
that is the key issue.
No, so
we don't want to be illegal. And
no.
You need to understand.
The man.
Simple question.
Maruf has a counter.
That is
the main difference.
Maruf has a counter.
We don't want to do that.
No, what do you want to do? Maruf has a counter question.
Mr. Drabu, my simple question is releasing Masarat Alam more important than setting out the blueprint for a modern, progressive, well-developed Kashmir and a future for Kashmir? You have taken no steps in that direction. What is the urgency to release people who have a track record of unsettling the environment? Do you want an unsettled environment to do your development?
Mr.
Or
Raza,
would you like a settled environment?
Mr. Raza,
this goes against logic. This goes against logic.
Mr. Raza, there is no urgency. As you are saying, this decision was taken sometime in February. Now, you have 2 ways to do this.
I'm not saying.
No, 1 minute.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that if a decision was taken, the Home Minister must have been informed by the various intelligence agencies. It's unlikely that the Home Minister of India would get news from breaking news on a TV channel. I'm sure he knows the background. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not inferring any more than that.
No, the question tonight is simply this. You see, Maruf, today,
the
Hasib Drabu says, I want to reform Masarat Alam.
The argument you're making is it more, why not, Arnab? Why not?
Because there has been an election, Hasib Drabu. And because I'm questioning you tonight, where do your loyalties lie? To the 1,092,203 people who voted for you, or a ragtag bunch of irrelevant people who you have been determined and desperate to please from day one? Where do your loyalties lie, Hasib Drabu?
No, there is no question of pleasing anybody.
Of course, that's what you have been. I'll tell you 4 instances. I'll give you. You have been pleasing others. Why did your chief minister say? Why did your chief minister thank terrorist groups in Jammu and Kashmir, in Pakistan for the election?
That is what you interpreted out of it.
No, I did not. You were sitting right there next to him. You were sitting there right next to him.
I can tell you, he didn't thank
No, he did.
This is a very clear quote.
It was quite clear.
Not once, but more than once, he repeated the thanks.
Okay, here's one point. Tomorrow, now I am told there is going to be a resolution that is going to be moved in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Sudhanshu Trivedi, I want you back on this part of the debate. By the way, Sudhanshu Trivedi, you should be hearing आपको आज जो हसीब द्राबू है और वो कोई जूनियर नेता नहीं है PDP के. He's the finance minister, right-hand man of Mufti Muhammad Saeed. He's saying we want to reform Masarat Alam. I am asking him repeatedly, will you rearrest Masarat Alam? No. Does the BJP have the guts? Does the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has already compromised on Article 370, have the political guts to take on a party which has said we will not rearrest Masarat Alam? That is the question tonight. Sudhanshu Trivedi, where will you run? You can run, but you can't hide now.
Whatever the message was needed to be conveyed has been properly conveyed to the proper channels in the government.
What proper channel? This is not your private matter.
And I want to make it firm that we are not going to compromise on the national security, whether it is the release of Masarat Alam or anybody else.
No, they will
on
not
the technical grounds, we are not going to allow this.
You are the BJP. You are the BJP. They are the PDP. Will you rearrest Masarat Alam?
How the anti-national people like Masarat Alam can be put to the task?
What put to the task? He's out there on a picnic.
It is not about PDP versus
obviously.
BJP.
We will try to find out the legal procedures, how he can be put again in the jail. Because the flimsy legal procedure which has been adopted by the previous government, which laid down, paved the way on legal
so you are saying tonight, Sudhanshu Trivedi, you are committing. No, one second. Sudhanshu Trivedi, then you are committing on Times Now on the Newshour tonight. You are committing on Newshour that you will bring Masarat Alam, put him back in jail. Are you confident enough to say that? Will you say that Pawan Verma Pawan Verma should
Sudhanshu Trivedi? My entire statement is that we will see the flimsy legal grounds of the previous government, which led to the technical grounds of his release, and Home Ministry has sought the answer, and after the detailed reply, we will try to devise a mechanism how this arrest can be done again. That's what I'm saying.
Let me come in.
Yes, Pawan.
Arnab, how can the BJP, let's talk logically and coolly, how can the BJP disassociate itself from this decision when it is a part of the coalition government in Jammu Kashmir? A decision is taken by the government. You cannot have a situation. आप सुन तो लीजिए, समझ आ जाए आपको बात, तो आलापना बंद कर दूंगा. You take a decision in Kashmir which is part of your government, and in Delhi you condemn it. Do you think the people of India are fooled? And I want to ask another question, Arnab. Give me 30 seconds, please, to ask it.
Who's the question?
In the Common Minimum Program and during the coalition talks, there was also the question of opening up lines with Pakistan. And our Foreign Secretary, probably in good faith, under the garb of SARC, went and met the Pakistani Foreign Secretary. And a week later, you have the Pakistan High Commissioner in Delhi having a meeting with Mr. Gilani. I ask you, is foreign policy going to be made as a consequence of this unholy alliance of the BJP and PDP in Jammu Kashmir? Or is it going to be made by the center in Delhi?
Let Mr. Drabu
there are consequences to follow here.
Let Mr. Drabu answer that. Let Mr. Drabu answer that.
Yes. No, there is no question of I have a problem with unholy alliance, but what is wrong with talking to Pakistan? What is wrong with talking to Pakistan? And if there's a problem between India and Pakistan, the worst sufferers are the people of J&K. There is no contention. There is no contention that the state government will decide the foreign policy of India. But what is the harm of consulting, getting support from the state governments on foreign policy of India? What is wrong with it? Why should it be seen as something? And don't position it today as BJP versus PDP.
No, one second. Why are you so pro-Pakistan, Hasib? Hasib Drabu, simple question. You are an Indian political party operating in an Indian state under the Indian constitution. But you are constantly pandering to Pakistan. I mean, what is your Pakistan obsession?
I am not pandering to Pakistan.
You are. No, one second.
Pakistan.
Your party.
I understand the ground.
Your party, not you personally. No, your party, not you personally, is constantly pro-Pakistan. And the BJP today is in a political alliance with a pro-Pakistan party. Why don't you put national interest first and Pakistan's interest second? You put Pakistan's interest first and national interest second.
There is no question of putting Pakistan interest ahead of the national interest.
Well, you have done it again and again and again. Constantly you undermine your own country.
Of course not.
Of course you have.
Of course not.
Of course you have.
That is how you want to see it.
Well, I'll give you examples.
Give me one
Let me give you three
example.
examples. Okay?
Hasib
Drabu, okay, here is it. Because somehow I feel tonight a very reasonable and otherwise intelligent man, fairly erudite, leaves facts, logic and moves into the realm of political rhetoric just because he's joined a political party. Hasib Drabu wants examples, and I'm saying this to the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir, that his party is a pro-Pakistan party. Example one, Hasib Drabu, from me to you. When Narendra Modi decided to cut off talks with Pakistan after violence across the border in which our citizens were affected, your party said the move was squandering the relationship. Example number two, when Pakistan brutalized and killed our civilians across the border, instead of thinking of what had been wreaked upon innocent Indians, you criticized the government of India, you supported Pakistan, you said this is a knee-jerk reaction by the government of India, the fault is India's. Third example, Hasib Drabu, you want more examples? You are so openly and patently pro-Pakistan that you ought to think sometimes whether national interest is important to you at all or not. On the day, in fact, when the Pakistani Rangers resumed firing on the international border, you supported a resolution in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. On that day you said, when the Pakistani Rangers resumed firing on the international border, on that day you said, immediately start talks with Pakistan. You're a pro-Pakistan party, Hasib Drabu, with a pro-Pakistan chief minister. I hope the finance minister is not pro-Pakistan.
It's not about being pro-Pakistan.
Well, I've given you examples tonight.
A certain political viewpoint.
Well, political view, what about your own country's? What about your own country's interest?
No, it is... You have a particular viewpoint or not?
I don't. I have my viewpoint. My viewpoint is that there must be a certain amount of nationalism in every Indian citizen and every Indian political party, which tonight, I'm sorry to say, Hasib Drabu, you seem to be lacking.
But that doesn't mean that the way you think we should think, all of us should think like that.
Well, you have a person who speaks of Islamization of Kashmir
is in the national interest of India.
Really, Masarat Alam's release is in the national interest of India? A person who urges the people of Jammu and Kashmir to take the war to its logical conclusion. He says, I will take
in the long term interest of India.
He says I thank Pakistan.
Why should the Indian democracy suffer the blot of having illegally detained somebody?
Because he is a terrorist. And because he's on the payrolls of Pakistan.
Then you are questioning the Supreme Court of India.
No, I'm not. I've given you reasons and statements of what he has said.
Of course you are, Karim.
Of course not. He has not only he has threatened to pressurize the state into plebiscite.
So has Gilani,
do you agree?
So has Yasin Malik.
Yes, but
so was Sajjad Lone at some point of time.
Sajjad Lone has taken part in the elections and he's a minister in your government. Careful what you say now.
That's now.
Maruf Raza, I find this so... I don't know what this government is up to right now.
But he has accepted the Constitution of India.
Arnab, I want to make one...
Javier Shergill wanting to come into the debate.
What this channel is up to.
I don't know. Javier Shergill wants to come to the debate and then I'll come to Maruf Raza. Javier Shergill, please.
Arnab.
Javier Shergill, please.
Arnab, I just, since I didn't get the time today and not much time is left, I just want to say one thing to both BJP and PDP in Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi style. हम अमन पसंद हैं, हमारे देश में शांति रहने दो, मेरी छत पे तिरंगा लहराने दो. Stop compromising on the security of the state for your petty political gains. Stop playing hide and seek games with the people of this country.
That Yasin Malik was released.
Both BDP and BJP are misleading the people of this nation. BJP is the first one to take credit, but when it comes to taking responsibility, you are the first one to run away. I am sorry, Mr. Narendra Modi is appearing to be a weak-kneed prime minister who doesn't know what is going on in this nation.
Really?
Mr. Rajnath Singh is guilty of suppression and misleading. They are both weak-kneed. They should be well aware what is going on in our country rather than pleading helplessness. Either BJP is helpless or spineless. I don't know how long will they remain mute spectators. It is a usual practice. BJP and its allies always releases separatists and terrorists, whether it is Kashmir or Punjab. With the Akali Dal also you didn't want to break terrorists. They wanted to release terrorists. You were mute spectators. Now PDP wants to release the separatists. You are a mute spectator.
When is your leader coming back to the nation? Anyway, I'm going to go back. Maruf Raza wanted to take on Hasib Drabu. It is quite clear to me, Maruf. Maruf, it is quite clear to me. Two things are quite clear to me. The BJP will compromise national security and the PDP won't change. In fact, I can quite clearly predict that emboldened by this support from the BJP, there will be many more such statements which will be made, many more people who will be released. And in fact, before I come back to you, Maruf, I want to ask Hasib Drabu. Hasib Drabu, will you support the resolution in favor of return of, for Afzal Guru, which is now going to be brought into the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, I'm told next week and next few days?
That was supported by Congress, National Conference and the People's Democratic Party in an assembly already.
I am asking you.
I am telling you that
I am asking you.
My question to your Honour is, why should everything in Kashmir become such a issue? Look at this. Look at it from this perspective. That you are happy to question if somebody follows the Supreme Court or the court directives.
No.
Why would you want the Indian democracy to bear the blot of one guy being illegally detained for 6 months? Why would the Indian democracy want to suffer that?
Okay, so one second.
Why are we not able to absorb these things within the ambit of democracy?
Hasib Drabu, here's one example. There's a man called Mushtaqul Islam who is currently undergoing detention under the Public Safety Act in the central jail in Srinagar. My information is that he's unlikely to be pushed for rearrest when the release comes up, thanks to your Chief Minister. Now, let me remind you that in July last year, the government had booked the Muslim League chairman under the Public Safety Act saying, and I quote Hasib Drabu to you, well-founded apprehension based on previous records that he will misuse his liberty by indulging in anti-national and illegal activities. My simple question to you, Hasib Drabu, and I hope tonight, if not the honesty, you will muster up some courage to answer this question. Answer me. Why would you not put Mushtaqul Islam, knowing that he will abuse the Indian state, violate your country's constitution, challenge the sovereignty of our country and create mayhem on the streets of Jammu and Kashmir? Why would you want to reform him? Are you running a government or are you running some kind of a reform institution?
Our understanding is that you will need to get everybody on board.
There you are.
There you are. Sudhanshu Trivedi,
intention is clear. Intention is clear.
What is your intention is clear with talking to people?
Talking to people and releasing terrorists are two different things.
Did the Congress government not talk to
You didn't answer my question. You answer my question. That in July last year there was a report that this man set loose on the streets of Srinagar will misuse his liberty by acting against India. And I am asking you tonight, how does that change in 8 months?
I will answer that.
How does that change in 8 months?
I will answer that.
Answer that. How does it change in 8 months?
There is a proper process.
Proper process.
There is you are making it sound, Arnab, you are making it sound as if we have a chief minister who looks at nothing and releases people. No, there is a process.
I suspect,
if the Home Department suggests that there is a threat, that process will be carried forward. That's it. And if a rearrest is needed, it will be done.
I suspect the intentions of the Chief Minister, and I really am worried about why the BJP is letting you do this.
That is your problem.
No, it's not my problem.
Your problem.
No, it's not.
This is
No, it's not.
Of course it's your problem.
No, it's not my problem.
That is how you see it.
No, it's not my
Of
problem.
course it's
It is
your
the problem of every right-thinking Indian.
Suspecting the intent
It is the
your problem.
It is the problem of every
Because
right-thinking
in your-
Indian.
In your mind, it is your way or the highway.
No, I'm
That's
sorry.
not how it should be.
No, I'm sorry. The release of people like Mushtaqul Islam, the release of Zahur Ahmad Bhatt, you want to release them. And
I am
saying
so
tonight,
glad
I am
that
saying
you are
tonight, Hasib
not an
Drabu,
elected
you
representative
intend
of
to
any part
release
of
these
India.
people. You want them out on the streets. You want to create mayhem. You want
There
to
is
take
no
back
need to
Jammu and
engage
Kashmir
No.
20
separatists
years.
who want to
That is
separate
what you
Kashmir
want.
from India.
You want to create chaos in
Who's-
Jammu and Kashmir.
who's
and
saying
destroy
this?
them.
Is
Sudhanshu
this the
Trivedi,
Congress gentleman saying this?
I have a question.
Well,
Why do you
Sudhanshu
want to
Trivedi.
engage?
If that is the Congress gentleman saying it, let him be well informed
Maruf
that
has
the
both
biggest
BJP
leaders of
and
separatism, Gilani, Yasin Malik and others were released when PDP was in coalition with Congress.
Then why don't
What
you-
is he talking about?
Maruf has a counter question for you. He wanted to come in here. By the way, I have given facts at every point and you have only responded personally to me on
Under 2002
everything.
happened under a clear, transparent policy
Maruf Raza,
with the
please.
approval of Atal Bihari
Maruf
Vajpayee.
Raza, please. Maruf
It was
Raza.
not on the women fancy
Maruf
of
to-
one chief minister under a complete
I am
transparent
placing
policy.
on record
Please get the
tonight.
facts right.
I am placing on
Just to-
record tonight. I have
For
placed-
your record, it was the same chief minister. For your record, it was the same chief minister.
For your information, Mr. Hasib Drabu, I
It
have
was
on
under
record,
a clear-cut
that today the Home
policy
Department of
with
Jammu
the
and
consent
Kashmir has
of the
assured
Prime
that
Minister
from now
of
onwards
India.
They will not release anybody who's involved in
Maruf,
the terrorist or separatist
Maruf, we
activity.
are in a dangerous position now.
This is the result of
It is-
our
Can I-
government
may-
and
may-
Home
may I
Ministry's
please-
What will you do
May I
about
please-
Mr.
Jammu and
Masarat
Kashmir.
Alam?
May I
Answer that,
please-
Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi. Forget
May I
about other
please-
separatists. What will you do about Masarat Alam? Will you rearrest
And let
him,
me
yes
tell
or
the
no?
BJP something before I go to Maruf Raza. Mr. Sudhanshu
Today-
Trivedi, you and one second, you and all BJP
Today-
leaders should know that wherever you go across the country now, people will not trust you. They will ask you, what happened to 370? What happened to Masarat Alam? Before you give us lectures on being a tough government, tough on national security issues, you are weak on national security issues. You are so weak that you allow Masarat Alam to be a free man, you compromise 370, you change your entire position, and God knows for what. Maruf Raza
Where
is
has
countering
370
you
been
now.
compromised?
Their
Now,
position
Mr.
on
Goswami,
370
where has 370 been compromised?
Their position on 370 has
That
been
today
compromised.
Jammu and Kashmir government's Home Department has assured that from now onwards they will not release anybody who is involved in the
Really?
terrorist or separatist activities. It is after the tough stand of the
What
central
will happen to
government taken.
Masarat Alam? Why
So
are
we
you
hope that
shying
they will
away
abide
from
by their
answering?
commitment.
Will you rearrest Masarat Alam, yes or no? Don't talk about other separatists.
Okay, I'll
again
ask-
and again,
I'll
Mr.
ask Hasib
Sudhanshu
Drabu.
Trivedi.
I have given a clear categorical answer. That once the legal process is complete, we
May
will
I-
try to do it. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Okay, I'll just...
But first try to do
okay, I'm
away
just
with
checking.
the technicalities
I'm checking.
on the basis of which he
I'm
got
checking.
out.
I
it
don't
was
trust
due
you.
to the previous
I don't
government.
trust the BJP. I don't trust the BJP. I will ask the PDP.
It is up to you.
I will ask the PDP.
And one more thing I would like
no,
to
one
say.
second. I'll ask the PDP
Whenever
one
the
question.
of
BJP has
national
already betrayed the
security and
trust of people in
integrity
JNK who voted
we
for
have
peace and
done these
development,
things
and
before.
they are doing
Even
absolutely
during the
nothing but
Punjab
peace and development
crisis,
of JNK.
when there was a separatist element in the Akali Dal, and at that time there were murders of BJP workers and RSS workers in Punjab. Still we joined hand with
And
Akali Dal, and today the situation is well, and the things are controlled.
I would like
and it
to-
was the Congress which created mess in Punjab, and it was the BJP with Akali Dal which brought peace
Don't
back in
give-
Punjab.
don't teach
The
me-
same situation is there in Jammu Kashmir. This is an honest effort by Prime Minister to try to bring back peace and normalcy.
Thank you. Have you
but
finished
we
your
will not
speech?
compromise
Absolutely.
anything
Absolutely.
beyond the national
thank you,
security
thank you.
as we have done in the case of Punjab.
One second. Since you have managed your little diversionary speech, I would like to bring you back on track. You say no more people will be released. I want Mr. Hasib Drabu to just answer 3 questions. Mr. Hasib Drabu, will you today commit that you will not remit the sentence of Ashiq Hussain Fattu, whose deputy is Masarat Alam? Top-ranking Jamiatul Mujahideen commander, that you will keep him behind bars. Why aren't you saying anything, sir? Will you keep
No, you're...
will you keep Ashiq
Go ahead.
Hussain Fattu behind bars?
This is not a decision that is with
There you
the
are.
Finance Minister of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, will you
There
keep
is a
Mushtaqul
proper Home
Islam
Department.
behind bars?
There is an advisory board. 1 minute, Arnab. If you have asked a question, listen. It's not a binary
You're
world of
dodging it.
Arnab Goswami where you have yes and no.
But you're dodging
There's a
it.
Home Department. There's a Union Home Department. There is an advisory board. A process will be followed. If he required to be put behind bars, he'll stay behind bars. There is a judicial verdict.
Will you rearrest Masarat
The
Alam?
government doesn't release people.
Will you rearrest Masarat Alam?
The government doesn't release people. If there's a court order and there's a view taken, an advisory board,
Hasib
I can't assure you or tell you I will do it or not do it.
I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Hasib Drabu, if you rearrest Masarat Alam based upon the venomous words he has used in the challenge to the Indian state, I can assure you no court in this country will question your decision. Problem is you don't want to take that decision. You don't want to. Maruf had a question for you. Maruf.
No, it's not about us wanting.
Maruf has a question for Hasib Drabu, please.
Arrest and detain him.
Why? What about Gilani?
Arnab, may I just, Mr. Drabu sir, please let me make 3 quick points. One is, court order or no court order, Kashmir in the last decade or so or more has had a tradition where political parties and the powers that be go beyond that to release prisoners that are of convenience to them. And so this is nothing new. But the only thing is we expected something new, because my question to you is, Mr. Drabu, please let me finish. My question to you is that did this become the key factor in the mandate that you finally got from the people of Jammu and Kashmir? Or were they looking for something better than just Masarat Alam? The second question is, the other day Mr. Siddharth Singh of the BJP was arguing that this government is a government in national interest. But I want to ask my BJP interlocutors, is this the national interest that you were hoping this government to serve?
Oh, yes, well said.
And finally, to the people of Kashmir, that Mr. Drabu, I'd like you to answer this, that you keep looking across the border to Pakistan for guidance, and you have been championing democracy. What kind of a democratic record does Pakistan have? What are their democratic credentials that they can guide you as the guiding light? Do they even have the funds to bail you out in the event of a financial situation that, Mr. Drabu, let me complete. And what is Pakistan's track record of dealing with Shias? And the large percentage of Kashmiri Muslims who feel unhappy in the Indian Union are Shias. You see how you get trampled upon in Pakistan, and you still look at Pakistan.
Why should you be quoting the track record of Pakistan?
Indian Constitution, or you want to challenge it?
Why are you quoting?
Mr. Drabu, I am telling you.
Is Pakistan your idea,
reality?
No.
I am telling you a reality.
You are talking of the way you see things,
If you are not aware,
sense of the reality on ground.
Mr.
There
Drabu,
is a political process that has been started.
No,
Maruf, hear me out. I just want to make one comment.
Why are you hoping that Pakistan will hold your hand?
Left to you, Maruf Raza, India will become a dictatorship. We are not here to administer Kashmir. We are here to govern Kashmir.
Really?
Left to people like Maruf Raza, India will become an army dictatorship. That's what it will be.
Mr. Drabu, let me not remind you of my conversations with you 20 years ago. And I can only give you the simple one-liner that I would like you today to affirm that you stand by the Union of India and the Constitution of India. If you do that, I rest my case.
I have sworn, taken an oath even before getting into office. And this shows your prejudice that you want me, because I'm a Kashmiri and a Muslim, that you want me to affirm it. And because you believe that you have the right to ask me this question, on what grounds do you want me to answer that question? Because I am constitutionally elected and I have sworn by the Constitution of India. How are you asking this question? How dare you ask me this question? This is the source of the trust that we are talking about.
Because I get a feeling, Mr. Drabu, that the light of the day is coming to you from the western borders.
You can keep your feelings to yourself.
No.
You can keep your feelings to yourself. Talk logic, talk facts.
The fact of the matter is that as yet, your government has given us reason to believe that you are more beholden to direction coming from the western borders than from New Delhi. And that is the reason I asked you this question.
And that is how you want to, because in your scheme of things,
it's based on the statement,
BJP,
it's based on the statement and the support. and the support that you give to anti-national elements.
No, the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir says tonight. One second, Maruf, 1 minute, Maruf. Maruf, the finance minister of Jammu and Kashmir says tonight. On what grounds can you ask me that question? Well, on one simple ground, I will ask that question as well to you, Hasib Drabu, and you may not like it, but it will be asked to you. Since you like quoting the Supreme Court, can you please enlighten the entire Newshour audience tonight, Dr. Hasib Drabu, what the Supreme Court said about the terrorist called Afzal Guru, who you are fighting for now?
We're not fighting for anybody.
Of course.
Where are you talking of?
Well, of course you.
Wherever it's convenient for you.
One second. Will you? Okay, one second. Then let me tell you this.
I asked Maru.
No, I am asking you. I am asking you. 1 second. I am asking you, Hasib Drabu. Will you? What action have you taken against your MLAs who demanded that Afzal Guru's remains be returned? Or will you?
Why should you take action against them?
No.
Why should we take? Why should anybody take action against it?
Because
it's a humanitarian issue. It's a humanitarian issue. Why should action be taken against them? What kind of an India are you envisaging?
No. What kind of a Kashmir? What kind of a Kashmir are you envisaging? A Kashmir that is Islamicized?
A very peaceful, prosperous,
no. Really?
A very peaceful, prosperous Kashmir.
Then if do you support, do you think, do you,
last 60 years,
one second. If you want a peaceful Kashmir, 1 minute. If you want a peaceful Kashmir, why do you support stone pelters? And if you don't, Hasib Drabu, then why are you allowing a man who is threatening anti-India agitations like the one he undertook in 2010 to roam freely?
If you remember, Arnab Goswami, in 3 years of Mufti Muhammad Saeed's rule, there was no stone pelting.
Are you aware of the fact, Hasib Drabu? Are you aware of the fact, Hasib Drabu?
Of this country?
Thank you. Are you aware of the fact, Hasib Drabu, that Masarat Alam is the man best known in the valley for masterminding the stone pelting agitation, and 112 people died?
He is a consequence of the policies followed by Umar Abdullah, who killed 120 kids. This is the language. This is
you
have to understand at some point.
You should be instead of Hasib Drabu, instead of banking.
You see Kashmir.
Today it's all clear. You know, it's absolutely clear today. And I want Hasib Drabu to come on record to regret his move to support the anti-India resolution that was unanimously passed by the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly during the Umar Abdullah government that urged the government of India to resume talks with Pakistan at a time when Pakistan was not only indulging in violence but it also violated diplomatic protocol by placing talks that be complete with anti-India factions.
Your idea of India is very different.
Mr. Dr. Hasib Drabu, my idea, Mr. Dr. Hasib Drabu,
not a democracy.
Dr. Hasib Drabu, I don't need to get my idea of India ratified by you. My idea of India is simple, where the national honor of this country and the national interest of this country is not for sale.
Arnab, exactly.
My idea of India, Hasib Drabu, is not there to be bartered because of political ambition of politicians like you, Hasib Drabu.
No,
it's not for sale. I don't need to be
ratified by someone like Maruf Raza or Arnab Goswami.
That's all right. You have not answered a single factor.
Having fought election, no, of course, Arnab Goswami. You need to understand that.
Well, then tell me once again, please, which way will you stand on the? Which way will you stand? No, I'm asking you, Hasib Drabu, will you support the resolution on Afzal Gurus?
Which resolution are you talking about?
The resolution that is being moved by Rashid Engineer in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. Are you fully aware of it?
No. If the resolution is on his mortal remains, that was already put and everybody in the valley supports that resolution. Why is it such a big deal? Why does it become anti-national? Why can't you understand?
For the simple reason that Afzal Guru is a terrorist who conspired against the Indian state participating in the attack on Parliament, for God's sake.
Yes.
You don't get that? It doesn't matter to you. It matters to me.
No, there's an opinion. There's an opinion on that.
There's no opinion on that. You know what the Supreme Court said? I'm sorry, there's no opinion. No, since you like quoting the Supreme Court said, and I quote, the circumstances cumulatively considered and weighed would unerringly point to the collaboration of the accused Afzal with the slain Fidaiin terrorist. The circumstances have considered together as it ought to be established beyond reasonable doubt that Afzal was party to the conspiracy and he played an active part in various acts done in furtherance of the conspiracy. This is the Supreme Court. You have been quoting the Supreme Court from the beginning of this discussion.
Why are you reading this?
Because it's the Supreme Court. You just began by debating on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, so
when I quote the Supreme Court, it's wrong. When you quote the Supreme Court, it's right. I'm sorry, Sudhanshu Trivedi
No,
now.
when I quote it, you have a different view on it.
No, I don't.
When I quote it, you have a different view on it.
My question is your nationalism. You may not like it, but your nationalism is at test. And the nationalism of the BJP is at test.
No, exactly. That is how people like you and Maruf Raza operate.
You can call anybody names, Hasib Drabu, as much as you want, but I now want to get Sudhanshu Trivedi on this. Sudhanshu Trivedi, now my last question to you is this. You could do nothing when it came to Masarat Alam. Now the whole country will watch. You will be able to do nothing while they back Afzal Guru in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. With your support, Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, nothing will be left of your stand anymore on national security issues. You will participate. You will participate with the PDP in government despite what they are doing now, and they are doing this with your support, your active support, Sudhanshu Trivedi. Now I want your response. After that, I'll close.
I will conclude my remarks with two sentences as far as Afzal Guru is concerned.
No, Afzal Guru.
Serious questions of integrity.
And Pawan Verma will respond after that. Pawan Verma.
It is. Yeah. I think the more serious questions of integrity on Afzal Guru is towards the Congress party. Whether
No. I want your position. Your ally is going to be backing up pro-Afzal Guru.
Clear, categorical. There is no question of compromising on Afzal Guru. I would like to explain my position as the Prime Minister has said on the floor of the House, ये सदन का आक्रोश है. As Home Minister had said that we are not going in the politics only for the sake of the government. But this is an honest effort by Prime Minister to bring Kashmir in the national mainstream, and I hope that the mature leader like Mufti Muhammad Saeed will not let this historical opportunity to go by crossing the Lakshman Rekha.
Totally. Pawan Verma, you cannot hide behind this historical opportunity nonsense, you know. This is a historical opportunity. What historical opportunity? To trample over national interest.
We are having a Lakshman Rekha and we hope
development to JNK and they want to spread terror in JNK.
He will not let this historical opportunity go by crossing the Lakshman Rekha.
Pawan Verma, closing the debate with Pawan Verma.
Arnab, I want to make one last comment. The predilections of the PDP in terms of its political scenario in JNK is known. What I wish the BJP can explain is the gulf between what it preaches and what it practices.
Yeah.
BJP is a party which is in power at the center. And it has always taken the high ground as far as ultra-nationalism is concerned on security matters. They were in talks for 2 months. The nation now, actually, to use your language, wants to know what was the agenda, what was agreed upon and what was excluded. And what are the levels to which they will compromise to continue to remain in power?
Their actions and words are not in sync with each other.
I don't know why Hasib Drabu is protecting Mufti Muhammad Saeed.
I have given an answer.
That is a real question.
I actually would want...
As we have done in Punjab, when there was a clear categorical separatist element and Akali, still we join hands with them, and now that Punjab is back on the track.
Akalis wanted to release the
I am closing this debate by saying one thing. The BJP, more than the PDP, more than the PDP is the BJP's position which is under question tonight. And Hasib Drabu should tell the Chief Minister, we all want to hear his views. For some strange reason, since that first press conference of Mufti Muhammad Saeed, he has been shielded from any media exposure. Hasib Drabu, he's the Chief Minister.
There's no question of shielding.
He's being shielded.
There's no question of shielding Arnab Goswami. He will speak when he wants to. He will again not get dictated by what Arnab Goswami wants him to when he wants him to speak. He has spoken to everybody before he became the Chief Minister, and at an appropriate stage, he will again make his views very clear.
We would want that opportunity. Thank you very much, because we have many questions for him. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you, gentlemen.